Time is most definitely an obstacle for us. Alright, so in today's video we're going to be talking about something fairly interesting. Now I must warn, we're in 7 seconds into the video, I must warn that this is a rumour. As always when I talk about rumours, I say right at the beginning that this is a rumour and is not, I repeat, not treated as fact. The guy, my rumour guy, even says, you know, this is very early days, we don't know how it's going to go, but yeah. So, obviously take things that are said in this video with a grain of salt, even bigger grain of salt than usual, because obviously you all know that there's a certain virus going around recently. For the sake of not getting demonetized, I'm going to call it the Copacabana virus. So the Copacabana virus has been going around, and it might have a knock-on effect on not only Doctor Who production, but also the BBC in general. So with that said, let's get into it. So, obviously you guys know that I have a source within the BBC. He was the one who predicted Revolution of the Daleks being a Civil War story, which is highly likely that it is, judging by obviously the pictures and the name as well being very similar to Remembrance of the Daleks. I think that that's pretty much on the money. So I do believe that this source has a good amount of credibility. Obviously, I'm not saying, you know, believe everything that's said, because as I said, it might be subject to change, but I have pretty good, like, authority on this that I think this is the case. I don't see why it would be so detailed if it was a lie, but yeah. Anyway, getting into the rumour. So, he says, still very early days, but been hearing things about the certain virus affecting pretty much all of BBC's productions. At the moment, things are still going, but in the near future, expect a lot of productions to either wrap up early or postpone to a later date. Only sector unaffected will be the news. At the moment, plans are 1 to 3 months of severe disruption. This means you won't see the effects till around June. Then you'll start seeing less episodes of things like EastEnders, etc. Will affect pretty much every show on the BBC. Anticipate many returns later this year. Anyway, in regards to Doctor Who, which is obviously what we care about, because of the production delays from other shows, this will have a direct knock-on effect onto Doctor Who. Hopefully the virus will have died down by September, but if not, expect an even longer delay. Expect this right now. If the pandemic lasts between March, June, April, July, Doctor Who will more than likely start production in 2021. If the pandemic lasts beyond July 2020, I wouldn't bother thinking about Doctor Who Series 13 right now. Also gotta add that the Christmas special was filmed last year, so that is definitely coming out this year. Do not expect Doctor Who Series 13 till 2022 at the earliest. So there's a lot of interesting things in that. Obviously, just beyond the Doctor Who sort of nature of it, there's the fact that it's going to be affecting the entirety of the BBC. Now, the reason I believe that this is true is basically because, well, the virus is having a knock-on effect. Copacabana virus is having a knock-on effect on everything. Most recently, the Six Nations game in Wales has been cancelled. A bunch of stuff's happening. Airports are being closed, flights are being cancelled, schools are being closed everywhere around the world except here for some reason. So yeah, it's affecting everything, so why wouldn't it have effect on the BBC? I think that makes perfect sense. And as for the Doctor Who side of things, we already know that, like, the special was filmed, because I covered the leaks on that in multiple videos, so that makes sense that that's coming out this year. But outside of that, yeah, that's a scary thought, potentially having to wait almost 2 years for another series of the show. Now, by that I mean, of course, for my sake, because I want to review it and I enjoy reviewing it, but like, I can understand if you're not interested. I think the idea of having to wait like 2 years is just like, I think that's going to do, and this isn't being hyperbolic, but I think if this does happen and we don't get a series till 2022, possibly even later if the pandemic continues, I think that's going to do irreparable damage to not only the franchise as a whole, with the ratings decline and things like that, but also I just think the brand in general, when a brand is inactive for so long, people forget it exists. We saw that with Series 12, the marketing push was weak, and people just completely forgot that it was a thing that existed, and I think as a result, Series 12 suffered for that. And if we get the same thing with Series 13, with an even longer gap potentially, I think that, yeah, that could be really damaging for the show, especially after the Time as Children being as controversial as it was. But I mean, who knows at this point? He even says it's early days yet, so it all depends on how the virus goes. I'll keep you up to date as I hear more about this. I've only just heard about it myself, but I mean, I have no reason to doubt it. Like, everything seems to be shutting down, so why wouldn't the BBC? Even one of the government got affected by coronavirus, which is kind of ironic. I think it was like the health advisor, got affected by Copacabana virus. So yeah, I'm not surprised by this. I'll let you know if anything continues. Thank you for watching. Be sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button in the links in the description below on my Discord, Twitter, and Patreon. I'm deciding to relaunch the Patreon. If you want to get access to videos one day early, then you can on the Patreon, whatever tier. Other tiers have other rewards. I'll let you guys go and discover that. But right now there are 3 tiers: a $1 tier, a $5 tier, and a $10 tier. So you got the Cyberbats, the Cybermen, and the Cyber Leader, or Cyber Controller, I think it was. So yeah, I'll let you guys check all that out. Obviously, as I said, subscribe, like the video. Let's see if we can get, I don't know, 50 likes again. Let's see if we can do that. As always, everyone, thank you for watching, and I will see you.